What's up, YouTube? This is JP Panther back with another video, and today's video is another Star Wars news update video. I want to talk about it because this is on CosmicBookNews.com. Again, Cosmic Book News. You gotta take their things with a grain of salt, because sometimes they're right, sometimes they're really wrong. You know, so just let you guys know. So if you guys don't know, this is what it says on the article, right? George Lucas saving Star Wars test screenings are a disaster. New rumors have hit that the next offering that George Lucas has been called to save Rise of Skywalker following the test screens that are claimed to be a complete disaster. Star Wars rumors come from, the same YouTuber responsible for that rumor that Disney is losing confidence in Brie Larson. And, where is it? Give me a second. Yeah, they're saying that they're losing faith in Star Wars. It claims that there's 3 cuts of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. That's what it says. Tank, and they're saying that I guess the test audience. Yeah, that's what I read this that thing. That absolutely tank with test audience. A second one featuring mandates from Disney CEO Bob Iger, with the third from George Lucas. It said that Star Wars test screenings were made up with a quarter of hardcore fans. A quarter of them said they were simply fans. A quarter who are aware of Star Wars but do not buy merchandise or consider themselves big fans, and a quarter of people who are just as likely to see any movie, people general audience. Regarding Catholic Kennedy version and blah blah blah, the second act is said to be really bad. The third act only 4% out of the general public giving it points. That Anger Catholic Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, is said to be a 29 just awful. A huge problem that the test screens had was when Rey basically was OP and beat the Emperor and stuff like that, and Iger said to have flip-flopped his immediate order on redoing, and Iger is said to have ordered a rework of the latter first half and second half of the movie. It's claimed that also Iger and Anakin Luke fleshed out, has no idea what that means. The test screenings of The Rise of Skywalker are going to be at 65%, and George Lucas, blah blah. And again, it just keeps going on and on and on. I just want to give my thoughts about it, right? Again, I will link the article in the description box. down below so you guys can check out the full article. Again, in my personal opinion, I do think, and this is something I kind of want to talk to you guys about, is that Bob Iger seems very Disney, Lucasfilm. They seem very iffy with Star Wars, because The Rise of Skywalker is coming out next month, December 20th, around Christmas, during that time. I forget the exact release date. But it's you're too close to the movie release date, and it's you're having all these issues and rumors and reshoots and blah blah blah. And I'm when Avengers Endgame came out, y'all didn't have any of these. You didn't hear any of that stuff with Marvel. Well, Lucasfilm, it seems like they're really scared and hesitant of really making sure that this movie heals the fan base. And honestly, I think they're going to do something stupid to mess it up. Because Iger, on BBC News, it was an article that I read, but I didn't really get to talk to you guys about it. And they were asking about, how do you feel about Star Wars with the Phantom Menace and Geeks and Gamers and all these other YouTubers? And the fans are very divided. They're asking him about, because I guess he's promoting his book on, BBC News and UK and stuff like that. And they're asking him, how do you feel about Han Solo not doing well? The parks ain't doing that well. The toys aren't really selling that well, and Rise of Skywalker's having all these issues, and people and the fan base is having issues and stuff like that. And they're talking about how the Star Wars fan base has never been that progressive, which things I kind of already talked about on this YouTube channel. And I think Iger I think he's very iffy with it. I think he knows that Disney, Lucasfilm messed up. I think, in my personal opinion, by making Star Wars into this Me Too movement, feminist, girl power franchise, and you try to make the white feminist girl into a savior and just kill everybody and be OP as hell, I do think a lot of that has came back and bite them in the ass. And I do feel like there are shareholders and stockholders that invest a lot of money into these movies, and they're busting on Bob Iger's ass. Yo, we spent this amount of money, we expect this amount of money to come back to us, and we're not getting that. You know what I mean? Some of the stocks are doing really well, some of it's not. And I do feel like them investing into Star Wars is really coming back and hurt them. And I think Iger is really dealing with the impact, because 2 or 3 years ago, he was everything's all fine with Star Wars, making a bunch of money. You could tell he's acting very different. And I do believe that he is involved a lot more with The Rise of Skywalker than he was with The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and Last Jedi. And I do think Last Jedi is what kind of came back and bit him in the ass. And I do think he's not, even if you pay attention now, like, he's not even really mentioning Kathleen Kennedy like that. You know, it looks like he's really overseeing a lot of the Rise of Skywalker movie, because, like, this could really make or break the franchise, and it could kind of hurt his career. I do think Iger's a very, very smart individual, but I do think he's a social justice warrior and an SJW. And I know he's a progressive as well, but I'm a progressive as well. I'm a progressive liberal as well. But the problem is that he doesn't understand his audience. And I think Disney and Lucasfilm don't understand their audience. Even if you read some of the reports, they say like the creative Lucasfilm team is like 80% women. So it's like you don't have anyone that's, and the thing is, I can tell they're not hardcore Star Wars fans, because if they were, they wouldn't have all these issues with the fan base. And I think what they're going through is way worse than what George Lucas did with the prequels, because you're handling billions of dollars, you're losing millions and billions of dollars. At least with George Lucas with the prequels, at least he made money. He just had to deal with all the extra personal BS, which is unnecessary. But Disney's actually losing money on this franchise. And also there's other reports that he talked about on the interview with BBC News, is that when he introduced The Mandalorian to like a lot of people were a lot more happy and shocked, and like the reaction was really, 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 really good. And he says he's seen the episodes that Jon Favreau have done, and Dave Filoni, he's like, I was very impressed. He's like, this feels like Star Wars. But I feel like, I think The Mandalorian is going to do really, really good, because I feel like it's going to be like a Star Wars TV show. It's Star Wars that we really, really want. Like the tone of it's a lot more serious, a lot more dark. But I feel like they're not going to do that with the movies, because I feel like they're too scared to take a risk on doing something brand new, darker, realistic, and something that's more for the hardcore fans. But I do feel like they won't do something like that for the movies, because it will throw off the general public. And I do think trying to tie in so much stuff with the original trilogy, appealing to these normies and popcorn movie fans, or these feminists, this Me Too movement, rather than appealing to the Star Wars fan base that already rock with you. You gotta make your hardcore audience happy from jump. You can't go after these audiences that don't give a crap. If they give a crap, then the toys would sell well, and the merchandise and the video games and all that would do well. You appeal to the people that rock with you from Jump Street, and then you get everybody else. Not go after these audiences that don't care. And I think Disney, Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy is paying the price for that. So that's really it my thoughts on the test screenings. I do think the test screenings are having issues. I do believe that the test screenings are very mixed. I do feel like Rey's going to come out there, be OP as hell, and it's not going to be that fun. And I do believe that Palpatine is going to look like a biatch, and I do feel like Rey is so powerful that there's no stakes. And I do believe that the test screenings do have issues right now, because it's just too close. Like, you should have took care of this like 5-6 months ago. It shouldn't be November to December, and now people are getting all these reports and rumors and stuff like that. Even if it's true or not true, you shouldn't even have this be out there like that, because you're too close to the movie. You're too close to the release date. And I think they have to really take that in consideration. That's really it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think of Star Wars? Let me know in the comment section below. Rate and like the video, and subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Peace, and have a great day, and take care.